Are you struggling to cope with stress and pressure during your PhD? If that's the case, then don't worry, you're not the only one going through it, because pretty much all of the PhD students that I have come across had to go through it at varying levels. So in this video, I would like to talk about different ways that could hopefully help you better cope with this stress in your PhD degree. The suggestions that I will make are based on my personal experience, but if things are really getting out of control for you, then I would also suggest to seek specialized advice to cope with this stress. So the main reason of stress in a PhD degree is inherent uncertainty in it, because there are just too many unknowns in a PhD degree. What happens is, as time passes by in one's PhD degree, it just keeps on mounting added pressure, and that stresses people. So let's discuss some of the options that could hopefully help you better deal with this stress in your PhD degree. So the first thing I would say is to do regular exercise because it really helps to relieve stress and pressure, and it also helps to keep the motivation levels up as well. I used to do that particularly in evenings because after the work during the day, doing exercise in the evening was particularly useful for me because PhD is not going to be short of depressing days. So I would suggest if you do exercise particularly in the evenings, that would help you to relieve the stress and pressure. And actually, PhD or no PhD, exercise, as you know, is useful. Secondly, I would say better planning of your PhD could also help to reduce the stress levels as well. That said, I would also like to say that often, things might not go according to the plan. That's fine. So all you need to do is adopt and replan, because at any stage during your PhD, you must have a plan, because without that you will be directionless, and that will obviously increase your stress levels as well. Thirdly, self-counseling is something that could also help you to cope with stress in your PhD. So positive self-talk is what I'm referring to. Just to give you an example, during my PhD, whenever I used to meet people who had already finished their degrees, I really used to wish when I would be in their position and when my PhD would be finished. At that time I used to feel that it would never finish, but I used to say to myself that if others can do that, why can't I? So this kind of self-counseling and positive self-talk I think could be really helpful. Then another option you should consider is to bring this into the attention of your supervisor, that you're going through a lot of stress. So share with him or her what is exactly causing stress for you, and good supervisors will actually work with you and help you get out of this situation. The other option you can consider is to seek help and advice from the counselors in university. So generally universities do have specialized people who can counsel people dealing with stress and pressure situations. So I would urge you to also consider this option as well. So go to the counselors in your university, and hopefully they can also help you in this regard. Then the other point I would like to mention is that sometimes it's actually good to just switch off during your PhD. So what I mean by that is every now and then during your PhD, it's good to just forget about your work and perhaps just do the things that you really love to. For example, whether it's reading a book, or watching some movie or television, going out with friends, spending more time with family, or perhaps just go for traveling for a day or two, because that will really help you to reduce your stress levels, and hopefully you will be better motivated to get back to work and perhaps do even better. Finally, as in everything in our life, the only thing we as humans can do is to give our level best. So I would advise you just to give your level best in your PhD, and then do not worry too much about the results. Believe me, if you will adopt this approach, it will relieve pressure from you, and you will do even better. Because what is the worst that could happen? Quitting a PhD, that is not end of the world either. So hopefully the points that I have raised and suggestions that I have made in this video would help you better cope with stress in your PhD. As I said earlier, if things are really getting out of control for you, I would say don't be shy and seek more specialized advice as well. As always, I really look forward to receiving your feedback on this video. Lastly, I would also request you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook and Twitter in order to get notified of the upcoming videos. You will be able to see the links on the screen now. Best of luck for your PhD and stay safe.